Hello and welcome back to the stream night. I am Knight, it is stream night, and we are here to play more of the Ace Attorney Chronicles, so game with lawyer and trial and stuff, which is more fun than it sounds. I know the Ace Attorney series is one of those that is difficult to like get someone into just based on describing it. It's like, how do you get that to appeal to someone unless they're like a nerd about the law or something? I don't know. There's this game. There's lawyers, and you play as one. It's fun? Question mark. Yeah, not your typical visual novel. No, is it? But hello, Dawn. Welcome back. Always happy to have you here. Yeah, so we're in the middle of the third episode in a trial. And gosh, I forget exactly like what the last story beat was, but I know we're about to do a cross-examination, so we'll go through that now, press them, and hopefully get more clues as to who the actual killer was here, because there's a great mystery afoot where I'm suspecting that someone was hiding in this carriage and was like the actual killer and not the person they think is. So yeah, let's go. Let the proceedings be resumed, as the judge says. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day? To be sure I have, my lord. There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police? Yeah, it would be a little sus if he knew and didn't say anything. Else he didn't know. But begod, no, it is not in my nature to hide anything at all. Just answer the questions, please. The truth of the matter is, I have been desperate about this all along. To tell you is all, or keep my mouth shut. I mean, in this situation, you probably shouldn't be keeping your mouth shut. Unless it's going to make it more incriminating. I don't know what you're getting at. Tell us what, Mr. McGilded? The fine fella representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. Okay. Who was the other passenger? Unless he's gonna pull like something crazy like, oh, there's actually a bird on me head under this hat. I don't know. We'll see. It wouldn't be the first time that a parrot has been cross-examined in this series. It's true. Aye, it was me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened. You... What? He has to be talking about something different. That's not the stabber, or the other mystery person, because, yeah, that just doesn't make me look good. No, Miss McGilded, that convenient excuse can't save you now. I'm truly sorry, so I am Lord Van Zeek. I'm sure if you wanted to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was? Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and not in any way involved, is he? A child. What? If the police had known the woman was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom, just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Huh? Young hearts and minds are easily damaged, my lord. And who was this young child of whom you speak? That I don't know. You don't know? Aye, well, the wee thing happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. If the urchin is here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. What? Huh? Did someone shoot a gun? Oh, if I... Oh, what? What's happening? Oh, what is going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. Things just suddenly heated up a lot, like literally. There's fire. It's pretty hot. There's fires. I hereby call an emergency Yeah, I hope so. I wouldn't be like, hey, let's all just stay here. Totally fine. We're all just gradually catching on fire. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. Well, I hope the defendant didn't escape. That would cause a lot of problems for us. We are hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumble over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the first time being at least, the trial was suspended. Well, gosh diddly dang. I wonder what that was about. Which we'll find out in a moment. of February, 12:52 p.m. in the Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened. Mrs. Sato. I was told it was an advanced form to smoke. Someone threw a freaking grenade in a courthouse? How? They really need to improve the security in the future. I mean, because they got people with knives and swords, and now someone was able to sneak a grenade in. Like, who is vetting these people? Yeah, I know, Don. How could someone smoke bomb a courtroom? Like, huh? Yeah, this really is a great game, Don. The realism is just, you know, top-notch. Very believable. I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. At least it was just smoke and not an actual fire. So, but like, did someone escape? Is the question. A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of things ninjas use. Ninjas. Of course you'd go there. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's just a young girl of around 15 here. Ah, I wonder if it's the girl that Mr. McGilded was talking about earlier. A young girl, then could it be? The other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about. My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. Oh, don't tell me he ran off. Oh, no. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions. Along with a young girl. Who is she, I wonder? Okay, at least he's not, like, totally fled, because, hard to defend a guy to look innocent when he's, you know, left the scene of the courtroom. And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? There's another matter that's troubling me. Oh, what's that? The 20 pence. Oh, according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers. Which means the figures don't seem to add up again, unless they didn't pay. She's right, that is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. I will know soon enough, Mr. Sato. Yes. Oh boy, okay. Suppose we introduced to this new person, this girl. Oh yeah, someone else is standing there now. Ooh. There's a young girl next to Mr. McGilded, look! She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks. My lord. I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army! What in the devil's name? It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. Wouldn't it have been more subtle for her to just, like, I don't know, walk out of there instead of throw a grenade? And now occupies the stand. Could have just been like, hey, I need to go to the restroom or something. I don't know. Your name, girl? I don't even know if it's allowed in courts. Just taking a potty break whenever you need one. I guess that's what recesses are for. I don't know, man. I haven't actually been in a trial, so I wouldn't know. Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meanness of this deplorable behavior? If I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilded. I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why it is that we lass here in the first place, and why she tried a boat like that. It is all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. But why are you running? What do you have to hide? Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. I mean, you did walk into this knowing next to nothing, Ryunosuke, so tough situation. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then Begorra, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless me soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding a wee self away. Okay, so someone was hiding in that little trunk area. That's what I was thinking. I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather, on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus, is that correct? It is exactly as the defense counsel said. This wee lass was the first passenger, my lord. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel? Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. Just me, like, walking in to do any kind of presentation. I just wing it. I don't like rehearsing things in advance. I find that just makes me more anxious. Like, I'll do better when I just am actually in the moment and, like, fully focus on it. But that's, I don't know, weirdly how my brain has worked. Like, the concept of, mock interviews, for example, just freak me out. I'd rather just do the actual interview. I don't know what that would mean or say about me, but it's just kind of the way I felt. for a long time. I have no idea where to start. Alright. Time for things to get interesting. Hope this won't backfire on me like last time when I was like pressing on things and that made everyone in the jury just be like, yeah, he's guilty. I don't want to have to deal with that again. But I still want to know what they're gonna say. So I'll try pressing and see what happens.
Hold it!
And when you first got into the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were, I see. Aye, and that's why I took the backside, I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is. You know, that is truth. Like, if I was on a, I don't know, a bus or something, like backseat's where it's at. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the backseat? By all means, is how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, it's the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from the time as well. I mean, yeah, sunroof/moonroofs are pretty nice. I don't know if I've ever seen the phrase begorra.
Hold it!
Seems like an exclamation of some sort. A lock that you say, and a scream? Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed? Well now, you wouldn't remember. I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. Okay, yeah. That does kind of complicate things a bit if he claims to have been asleep during it. And when the sound woke me, I opened my eyes. Oh, I said a soul to be seen in the carriage, but I fell on the floor. You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream. Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume. Not above me, no, my lord. It was inside the cabin. Oh, so was it the girl screaming? It still leaves a big, giant mystery on how this guy was stabbed, though. But I was not together thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before my eyes. Okay. This is a very interesting case.
Hold it!
I'm like not quite sure what to guess at this point. You sat him up? The victim, you mean? That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said, I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? It is common courtesy, so it is. I found that a little hard to believe. Lord Von Zeeks, now where would that be? You beg to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage? Any normal person would hail the cabman. This kind of reminds me of the case... Actually, yeah, the very last case that we had where Ryunosuke was accused of a murder because he was like asleep and woke up and was the only other person in the room. So it's kind of a similar scenario here where the person accused was just asleep in the same proximity. So, Any outstanding member of London society, that is. Or maybe he's just not an upstanding member of society, you know? Maybe not. I don't know. As you know, I am in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Is he essentially a loan shark? That's what it's sounding like. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try where it's all possible to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? Heavens alive, no, I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only I had in mind to find out why he's a mere forest first. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anything else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do the same? Yes, the scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing.
Hold it!
I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. I mean, this kind of brings us to the question, did the victim stab himself? If it wasn't Mr. McGilded and it wasn't the girl that was hiding, there was no one else present. Was it just that? Because you did owe a lot of money, apparently. So I did, sir. So I did, as far as I could see, that is. Although, to be fair, McGilded doesn't sound like the vengeful type, so I don't know if they would be, like, that terrified of him. I don't know. Oh, what do you mean by that? Well, now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. I feel like that's, like, a less vulgar way of putting that. Good gracious! Under your backside? And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yeah, we did do that already, and we found that. Yes, of course, the whole bus was submitted as a... I love how an entire frickin' bus was submitted as a bus. A whole bus. What? I mean, I guess that makes sense for, like, if there was a crime scene in a house, for example, I guess that entire house could be a form of evidence in the investigation. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. And that's what I found, sir. There was a child inside there, all cooled up and boiled, hiding in a safe away. Oh wait, I meant to press that. Oops. I do wonder how you must be feeling, Mr. Naruhodo. Being the defendant's lawyer, and yet finding myself as stunned as everyone else at his testimony? I should say it's trying. He's trying his best. We certainly had precious little time to talk to Mr. McGilded before the trial. But we mustn't be dispirited. We must try to learn all the facts we can. When we arrived in London this morning, I did not see my day panning out like this. Mr. Naruhodo, no grumbling, evening in your head. How did you know? Okay, let me go back to that final statement and press it.
Hold it!
You say she was hiding herself. Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball when eyes met. Well, me heart nearly stopped beating in me chest. You're really overacting this. Still in all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her. Chin wag, is that like another way of saying talking? Like you're wagging your chin? The seat opposite? That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. Oh yes, of course, next to the dead gentleman. Such a pleasant place to sit. You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir. Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all thwart and find himself in mortal danger. I mean, I guess it's either next to the corpse or on the floor. Take your pick. Or out the door. That rhymes. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fellow's voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, you must have seen this young girl and gentleman with a knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witness did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilded. Were they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason? Aye, my lord. I was, as I take it they would understand now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. I haven't a slightest clue as to what happened now. It is certainly plausible. Living just somewhat diminutive in stature. I'm really confused perhaps with this young girl. After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. Think you have heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is this girl? Yes, introduce yourself, please. Share with the class. Okay. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer. Earns a crust among long crowds, relieving people of their person. As there's a chancer, another way of saying a thief, I guess, because they take their opportunity there. Okay, yeah. This happens a lot, I'm noticing. I'll, like, be like, oh, is this what they mean or what they're saying? And then right after, they'll say exactly that. It's like, huh, called it. It's commonly called a pickpocket. What? This girl here, a petty thief. Well, you're in a courtroom, so have fun with that. Might be on trial for more than one thing after this. Order! Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? I mean, that could be why she wanted to leave. Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. Take the gun away from her! Who was letting these people enter with a gun? I don't care if it's a smoke gun. There still should not be a gun of any sort in a courtroom. Ugh. How dare you? What is the meaning of this? Where'd you go? Go. She's gone. Open your eyes. Oh, just moved. Okay. She flashed out. I'm over here. Oh, she's cute. Good gracious, how? What was the point of that little sidestep? Yeah, like, you didn't go very far. I know what you are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself back into a corner, so she kicked the gent. She knifed the gent. Go on, that's what's in your head, ain't it? I like the way they wrote her accent. No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not the... No, dear. She met with the prosecutors. Why didn't they, like, you know, pat her down to, like, see if there's anything to be confiscated? Oh, look, no eyes are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. Oh, and evil what I do is these fingers. Oh, that's a cool trick. How do people do that? I sure can't. I'm a professional, right? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs? Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I left it the other day. Down when they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best. Fellow, pink fan. Oh yeah, Don, she totally had a Omayawa Shinderu moment. Nani? I totally butchered that pronunciation. Do not wave that thing in my direction again. More wine. How many gulps do you have? This is the third one. Are you gonna break this one too, Von Zakes? So, you mentioned that you were riding the omnibus in the night in question. This is almost becoming like take a shot every time Von Zakes breaks his chalice. Tis alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah. She was like the Irishman said. The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. Oh boy. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question. Alright, if I have to. Okay, there's two of them, so I'm guessing I'll have to do the thing where, like, someone reacts during a statement. So I stuck inside the carriage before they looked up the horses, just like always. But it was a waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. And after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because that swell found me. He did help me get away, mind. Okay. Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand would you let the street urchin go, Mr. McGilded? Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How did you know you were asleep? How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place when she was hiding herself. Oh, thank you, demonstration is cool. Oh, okay, because it like lifts up, so she couldn't have got out if he was like sitting on there, or like he would have noticed, so it would have woken them up. I'm guessing is what he means. This is where I sat that night. And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath this seat, I presume. Yeah, okay. So he would have had to stand up for her to get out in the first place. Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. Aye, but of course the lass was stuck in there. Because I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration. Ah. So you see that's why I let the last bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if the young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question. Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt of my own name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. Aw. Well, I mean, that's true. That's nice. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman! My lord, this fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. Yay, we got someone else to change their mind. That's good. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Okay, is that like everyone that voted now? Are we good? Are we not guilty? Is it over? Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty. Okay, are we good now? Yes, an Arahodo, though. It must mean what? That we're victorious! Can it really just be over like that, just so they vote before we even like had to present evidence for everything? It can't be that easy. We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
Yeah, I knew you would have an objection. Whoa! Leg. Okay. I guess you could say he thinks he has a leg up on this trial, but okay. This is officially one of the best prosecutors. Just this alone just wins me over. If the sight of my unhealed Wellington offends, pray do you forgive the discourtesy. Is that the new type of shoe he's wearing? That everyone's taken aback by that. This really is a consummate example. I mean, you could have slammed it with your hands or broken your chalice again, but you're like, no, I gotta go in there with the leg. I mean, it gets everyone's attention, that's for sure. It got my attention. Of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount to the ocean of the day. I mean, you got good legs, show them off, you know? Motion? Oh, okay, put the leg down again. Where's the glass, though? He had wine in it. Did he, like, set it down and somewhere underneath there? Did he spill it all? What's happened to the wine? There's continuity problems here. The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. Oh, what do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Did they find fingerprints, DNA, hair, something? Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. That's noted in black and white here in the police report. So did they mean to say there wasn't room for anyone to be hiding in there? Good lord. The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilda's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? Order, order! How could such devious contrivance possibly have been affected, counsel? I know, we got some tea here, Don, for sure. Naturally, you must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Lebanese friend, do you have a photo proving this, or documentation? Or are we gonna just take your word for it? Huh? Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it and find detail as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be? I mean, she's a small girl. She probably could have still fit in there. Just curled up a little. Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Hey, welcome, Takaloo. Welcome. Yes, welcome to court. That's a very good emoji. Glad to have you here. Sorry? Go ahead, you tell the court now, fella. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Von Zeeks. I mean, I would want to ask him for proof of that there being stuff in there. Well, counsel, do you have something to say on the matter? He has a nervous look. How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? Okay. What could I say here? Let me save in case I say the wrong thing. Yeah, it wasn't empty, but there could be a reason behind that. So let's delve into that further. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as a counsel for the defense. I mean, you're being honest, at least. But as far as I remember, at least... When I first examined the compartment, I am fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes. Ah, are you sure, counsel? Anna, be whist. What are you saying now, you daft doll? I thought you were on my side here. I mean, we are, but, you know... There's gotta be some way we can turn this around. There's gotta be. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? Are you confident you can still prove things with that, Ryunosuke? I sure hope so. As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. Well, that sounded good, because that was like one of the first rules of being a good attorney in the other Ace Attorney games, is that you have to like have complete faith in your client. So, not good that you have any doubts here. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Okay, yeah. I think that's good. Interesting. It is not altogether pleasing, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. Well, don't forget that you're supposedly representing my best interest here, lad. Now then. A fellow's memory is a curious thing and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That the cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. We looked at it earlier, though, and there was definitely something in there. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly would have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and the pick-pass are lying. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We don't want the scales tipping in the other direction. That's not good. Ah! Oh no, did we just, like, ruin everything? I was just trying to be honest, man. I can't believe I was nearly taken in. This stinking rich are always stinkers, nothing but cowards, a lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick, of course it's a trick. How do they keep casting fireballs, though, is what I want to know. And, like, I don't think that's how fire works. It wouldn't make it heavier. Not unless you got, like, whatever the fire's lit by in there, too. What, so I must concur here. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth. Every time. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Scales of justice? What about spears of justice? Da 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 da. Undyne's theme. Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Oh boy, my favorite part is always the cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Ever slammed just so hard fire flies out of it? Oh yeah, psh, of course, all the time. You know. It happens. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. They're all firebenders, I guess. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. Reaper? More like vampire. He has the whole vampire aesthetic. Okay. Time to press you.
Hold it!
So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run? Well, yeah, I mean, what's the point of spending a joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, innit? They wrote such a strong accent for her. I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. It actually makes sense. Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 p.m. passengers at 5p apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified. And one little scrape Grace riding for free. I had a feeling that she just like snuck on there and wasn't paying. The red cork of a driver always goes to some grub before his last run, see? So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself in it. I'm almost switching from a British accent to like a southern accent. What's wrong with me? So that's when I step into the carriage and get myself in and under the seat. Nice and easy, right? But your hiding place is a storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach? No. Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always check all that out and cram it in a corner somewhere. Okay. So, like, did she take it out and then it was, like, put back in before they investigated the carriage? No one ever seems to bother much. And yet, according to the report found the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell ya. It seems we reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue.
Hold it!
A waste of time. Why is that? Oh, was she like wanting to rob someone or something? Well, most nice of on me owning the god permit at least some of the time. I beg your pardon, did you say god permit? Oh yeah, well that's what my kind call it. You say the omnibus, I suppose. Okay. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away? That's it, only that night. This cove was sat on me seat from the start. I didn't multiple way, did he? Not one inch, I was totally stuck. Do you mean to tell us you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin? Yeah? Right, mister? To be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child, do you? Not usually, no. Can't say that. So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. But then who is the culprit? That's still a great mystery here. I tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there.
Hold it!
So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all? Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with the end and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fit on. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as flush as the other one, see? So most of the time the passengers plant themselves opposite. Okay. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head. Okay, I was wondering if he had an Irish accent, just based on the way McGilda was saying things. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. Truth is, I happy in small dark places. Yes, you might like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's open and short. My hat's off to whoever did the dialogue for this, because this, gosh, what's the term for it? I know there's a term for it whenever stuff is, like, written in a certain accent. But, yeah, they did good. Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open, then? Let's try to think of the literary term. I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyways, I was a bit scared. I had to stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. And after a while, I heard this loud bang, nearly jumped out of my skin, I did, and the scream just came out.
Hold it!
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? I mean, or could it have been her firing that smoke gun that she had earlier, because that was also a thing. Would have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, maybe jump. And you let it scream involuntarily? That's right, and then I felt the cushion over my head get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes? Or not? It could equally have been the moment the accused did in order to stab the victim, could it not? Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment? Oh, did you? Yeah, I saw it. How'd you see it if you're, like, underneath, though? I pushed the cushion and out of the bitches. Boy, I had a chunk. Did you, like... Are you just really strong and you're able to, like, push it up even though that guy was sitting out there just to, like, get a small peek? Is that what happened? The Irishman was sitting up below, well, up on the floor on the seat. Oh, huh? Okay. Sheet opposite. That matches Mr. Gilden's account, of course. But then, the fellow suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking.
Hold it!
And when Mr. McGolden discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place? I was scared, stiff I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat, y'all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lashed a bit, and he ended up falling onto me. Oh, how awful. Both my hands got covered in blood, and it made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the— oh yeah, that's true, because the person at the top said they saw that. Okay, that's— the pieces are coming together there. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilder for a while, is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Want to know me name, what I was up to and that. Then I heard something from up above, someone screamed. Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume. No, I didn't want no one seeing my face, so I didn't look up. And the horses were drawn up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat, I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony. I'm sure we can clinch the verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right, and I have this feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah, something's... I'm not really sure either, honestly. Okay, let me read everything here closely. Then I'll have to look up the evidence again. I wonder if... Was there a lamp inside there? Also, I don't think... There you go. Victim... I'm taking a look here. Let's see if my suspicion is correct. I want to see what's inside here. This teeth looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard if you sit on it. And only just wide enough for two gentlemen to sit side by side, really. Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here. A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? Oh lord, they sure can be. Okay, wait, I wanted to open the thing. Okay. This. I could have sworn there was something inside there. With the last time we looked here. That's weird. That's very weird. What? Okay, so there's the blood there. There's also blood on the floor. That's blood, isn't it? Is something wrong? Oh, it's just, well, blood stain is so obvious, that's all. And yet, Von Zeke's... Yeah, there was no mention of blood on the floor. Last time I was here, I just saw it on the seat. I suppose that does seem a little strange. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? Yeah, that's different from what I remember. Why didn't anyone mention that? If they were looking around. That sounds important. I still want to know what the deal with that is. Wait, I didn't mean to select that. Okay. Put my thinking cap on here. Photograph. It's a big eye, suddenly. One moment, I'm gonna just quickly BRB just so I can wipe my eye off because it's kind of bad. One moment. Sorry about that. Should be okay now. I think I just got like a little piece of makeup in my eye and it was like watering like crazy, so just need to take care of that. So part of my makeup's a little smudged, but did the best I could. At least I can see now and I'm not like in agony. Anyway, let's see if I can figure this out. Already looked at this. I feel like it's gonna be I'm having trouble guessing here, honestly.
Hold it!
Oh, oops, didn't mean to press that. Oh, maybe I need to like press it again and like check out him. Maybe he's being sus on the side. Okay, let me go back and like watch closely because I think I might have missed something. Maybe it's subtle. Like if he like blinks or just makes a funny look, I'll like check it out. He blinked. I don't think that's it though. I'm watching you, Mr. McGilded. You're gonna do something sus at some point, I just know it. Cause like, I'm not thinking, I can't really think of any obvious evidence to present here, so like, that would at least make sense with the statement. So I wonder if it's this other thing.
Hold it!
Is that right? Is that right, sir? This is just like Among Us when you have to like closely analyze every little thing a person does or says and be like, where's the sus? Where's the sussiness? We must search for the sus.
Hold it!
Unless she's doing something. It could be her, but I feel like I would need to push it on the side. Oh, there we go! You coughed! That's a sus cough. I will pursue that, sir. Excuse me. What are you laughing about? Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Oh, I do apologize, but there's something the matter, Counsel. I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrad's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no, it was not unimportant. I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. Okay. I'm just double checking to make sure my mic is just on. Okay, I'm good. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. It was terrifying, so it was. I see, yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. I mean, yo, no shame here. I still will have like a nightlight on in my house because it's not that I can't sleep without it. It's just that if I have to get up for some reason, I don't want it to be pitch black. I want to see my way around without having to turn on like the big bright lights, you know? It's a safety thing, right? Aye, and I don't know about yourself, but I find the darkness seems to make everything you hear much louder as well. Yeah, well, it could also be that, like, when it's so dark, it's usually quieter. Maybe, not always, but, like, if it's at night, for example. Or, I wonder if it has to do with the fact that your sense of sight isn't being used as much, so does that make your hearing more sensitive? I don't know. Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade. Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. Oh, basically, you missed... Mr. McGilded was, like, coughing and laughing during one of her statements, and we caught him. We caught this little sussy baka, and now they're just having a conversation about stuff. So, he was being sus. Maybe not, like, imposter sus, but just a little sus. I have my suspicions. Well, like Theo is the Irishman's sword. I wonder how many people out there think the word sus originated from Among Us. Because is it not? Like, people would say that before that game even existed, or, like, not occur to them the fact that it's, like, short for suspicious. Like, I genuinely wonder if there's people in the world that don't know that it's just a normal word, or, like, wasn't the vernacular vocabulary of the world before Among Us happened. I mean, the word has kind of become meme-ified at this point too, so can't help that, but I wonder. He was snoring. Pajamas! You sure have some interesting words, sir. There's no need to tell the whole world to me, foibles, you little scamp. Ha, you snore. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yes. What did we make of that last statement of hers? I'd say it's important. At this point, we need any help we can get, honestly. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Not just important, but profoundly important. Profoundly important, but all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is the profoundly important point. Okay. I'm almost sure of it. I don't know what your line of thought is, but we'll find out. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind Council. Nevertheless, Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating the last statement, please. What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. Why do I keep almost doing a southern accent? Oh my gosh. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work for me. That's right, insult the judge. Always a good move. Yeah, that'll get you on his good side for sure. Okay. Press this. This has to be important now. This must be the statement we gotta present the thing on. So you're starting to hear what was happening the entire time since the moment you hit yourself? Not exactly, no. Sorry? Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a purchase to see what was what. But then, when I saw the smell getting old, I saw me head down, so he didn't notice me. And Mr. Biggleton sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah. Would you Adam and Eve it, eh? What does that even mean? Would you Adam and Eve it? Huh? What a mug. So then all I could do is listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But would I? Not locally. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. Look at Mr. McGilton's face right now. He's just shocked. So I had a sight, put a listen to him driving his pig's market, stolen like an old dog he was. You just got embarrassed in front of the entire court, sir. Are there any conclusions I can draw from that? Yes. But yeah, that doesn't make sense. Because she could hear him snoring, but she couldn't hear anything else? That doesn't add up. That really doesn't add up. Miss Lestrade, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. Ah. At odds? Are you sure, man? Absolutely. It seems my learned Nepoty's friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Van Zeeks realized it too. Okay. Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claims with evidence on some completed parties today, at the very least. Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilton's snoring. But think, Miss Rianowski, think. Slaps that. There's something else she should have heard. Yeah, she should have heard something else. What? Was it a person or was it a thing? I mean, shouldn't she have heard the person screaming? When he was stabbed? I like how he's just looking to the side, like, sus. You're cute. Also sus, but you're cute. Is it a person or is it a thing? I'm gonna say a person. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Oh, I'm still a bit stumped, honestly. I'm probably gonna have to reset after this.
Take that!
Or am I right? Because, okay, the music stopped. Maybe we're actually okay. Thrice fired a mason. Yes, my lord, the sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason. Oh, that's true! She would have heard him board. Yeah, that's a good point, bestie. Is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus? Order! Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person to board the omnibus. Is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded. Not it was. Not a soul in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time? Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I saw him get aboard, remember? Did a crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure. And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Yeah, I never heard it. Were you asleep too? Were you also taking a nap? That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for all those swell to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Ah. We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, it is like an omni-slash and an omnibus. Miss Lestrade's statements about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Ah. Yeah, you're hiding something here. Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed. Are you going to do the leg thing again? I want you to do the leg thing again. Lord Von Zeeks. Yes, he knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. He's right. How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatsoever. Oh! What if he was stabbed before he was brought on? Old lady has opinions. What if he was like already dead? I don't know. Oh, she didn't say anything. Or like, what if this seems like a very outrageous scenario. But what if he was already killed and then someone like put him on the bus and like Miguel was still sleeping through that somehow because he's a deep sleeper, so he didn't notice, and then he wakes up and he's like, oh, dead guy. I don't know. She didn't even see it. Yeah. I know, nothing going on. No. I didn't want to judge the dear little boy just because she has some rather naughty ways. What I must say. I can't afford liars. And neither can I. Oh no. Everything's turning the wrong way now. But Mr. Foreman. I don't want to judge the girl just because she has less than salubrious ways. That's another fun word. Salubrious. But I must say, I cannot abide liars. No! Oh no, we're losing again. Arg! Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. That's not how juries work. You can't just like constantly change your vote back and forth in the middle of a thing. Like, no. One. I would ask if you would be drunk by now, but you seem to be destroying these chalices before you can even finish them, so. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing. Yeah, what are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern Amadon? Ew, I can't stand this animation of the guy looking at the knife. It just keeps going. No, I don't want to look. This is carnage, it's perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going. I know, if we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. Migolden's innocence. The judge will rule, and we'll have lost. Well, why couldn't the judge have ruled back when everyone was voting not guilty? Why did this drag on? Ugh. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of Mr. London's most respected gentlemen. But those of us in the service know we must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
So do it, maid. Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on the whole case. What are you saying? Counsel? I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? Yes, that's a good question. There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. Okay, yeah, that was exactly what I was like getting at earlier. I was thinking he must have been put in there after he was dead. He wasn't like actually stabbed inside there. Which I mean would explain why the people inside weren't, neither of them were the killer. I think he was put in there after he died. I hope I'm right. Obviously, the victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed.
Objection!
Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that obviously in your last sentence? Well said, Lord Von Zeeks, the obviously assured me also. No! There's really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been moved to the carriage afterwards. Then answer me this. How could a cadaver have been placed inside a moving carriage? Did they make a stop? Well, obviously, I think we messed up. Not just to penalize the defense, totally. Aw, man. Okay, I'm going to load our file again. Because I don't like having that on my record. I'm glad they make this easier to like save and load in the middle of things. In some of the original games, you had to like restart the entire console. What about he was in there already? Clearly, he was in there already from beforehand.
Objection!
I think I'm wrong again. Tell me, my little friend, what was the fun? Oh yeah, same kind of thing he's saying as before. Let's try again! Time travel, go! That's Rihanna's sheer time power. Just reloading where you were before you made a mistake. That's what good lawyers do. There's another entrance! If the door wasn't opened even once. The only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
How though? I haven't the slightest idea, honestly. I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door that only has windows. Fixed windows that cannot possibly open in short. There was no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Objection!
What about underneath? But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Alright, counsel. The defense wanted to find the location for the court. Oh, gee, now I have to actually think. Or, like, what about the top skylight? But I still don't know, man. Here is the omnibus on which the incident occurred. How on earth is this entrance by which you propose the victim enter the cabin? Well, okay, I don't... But then, yeah, if it was moving, he couldn't have just, like, snuck underneath, right? Unless there's a compartment under the other chair, but I think we would have noticed that. Is skylight? Let me save.
Take that!
But how did he fall from the sky? The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight. I say, the skylight.
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection!
the skylight may be well large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
Yeah, I think it is. So you claim. But have you a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory? Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same thing in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor. Oh, they just fall from the sky. Yes, which has already been explained. Oh, so I wonder if it could have been one of the other passengers at the top, like the banker, the Miss Lady's first dude. That guy. Yes, which has already been explained. As a sign of the victim falling from the seat having been assaulted with a dagger. Yes, it has, but that'll also explain where there's blood on the floor. But about sitting from the seat. But then how did he end up seated again, though, on the seat? Though that's yeah, I'm really confused here. Would a man sitting from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witness described? A noise loud enough to call Miss Lestrade and let out an involuntary cry, in fact? Good gracious. Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection!
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck wouldn't have seen it happen. Or would have seen it happen. One was asleep, and one was in the trunk. And yet not one person has made mention of such events. Well, okay, that could be because the people on the top deck are guilty, so they wouldn't have mentioned it in their testimony, that's why. Yes, that's true, but... Okay, Wario, what you got for us? Might a humble fella make a wee comment here? Mr. Bingilded. To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof or testified afore said not only the victim fallen through the skylight, because they were lying. They're probably lying. But it seems to me, my lord, that it's not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. Not saying? Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. Tis a case of them being unable to say. Yeah, because they don't want to get accused of murder. What? I think perhaps the two fellas do best be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Who do not agree? Fine, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof. You mean the ones who stuck that knife in the man were? Ugh! No, you shocked even the grandma. It was one of you! Just what exactly are you two insinuating here, you blitherer? You rotter! Oh my gosh, Ben! Are you okay? That's a change in tune. You were being terrified to this. You rotter? He said you what? How would you insinuate? Okay, I think you're guilty. Just look at you. Unless they're both guilty. Like they teamed up. It's the flaming outrage. I've got a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. You'll give you a shiny in a minute, you said, and so will I. What the heck is this pose he's doing? It looks like he's riding a horse. Mr. Fairplay. You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker. And me, a very angry... He's the Mad Hatter now, I guess. Oh, he mad. He mad. Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's such a disgrace. I still hate the way you, like, nibble on the end of that cane. Why? Ugh. Just disturbing animations in this game. It's such a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's ugh. That's filthy, dude. It's not good to put in your mouth. I protest in the strongest possible terms. That's right, I protest too. It's about you rotten scoundrel. Okay, this looks interesting. Then why would they kill this guy? Order, order, order! This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. Ah, it's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord of mine may comment. Like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead, Lord Von Zooks. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accuse? I never intended to. It seems, Young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. You proposed the escort of the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimidated their criminal guilt. In our British courts of law, that is what is called a baseless accusation. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify. I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow. Gotta watch out for those hatters. Well, yeah, see this map through now, one way or another. If there's filth and rubbish in our minds, we must dispose of it at once. Testify! Testify! What's happening, Mr. Knightxel? The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord, you both look so guilty, okay? It's written on your faces. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. Oh, you know, you're sweating now. You are sweating. I see that sweat. You're up to something, sir. Oh, you didn't come here for this. Ha. Getting your justice now, aren't you, Migueldo? There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Alright. But we're the only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive, I can swear to that. If anything had happened while we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you! We couldn't possibly have opened it! Just such a weird motion he's doing. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I think the proof is the blood on the floor. I must say that when listening to the testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine. I got your proof right here, bucko. How either witnesses could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's what, you see? Innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collusion with the other. I think they were colluding. I smell a colluder. What? A. According to the investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings. How? Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. Alright, we're gonna press you now.
Hold it!
So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck? Absolutely not. Dig in. Okay, I need to look at all these people here. There's four. No question about it. He said none at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here. That point. Is this true, Mr. McGilded? Do you my lord, at the risk of I mean, are you really a hatter if you have a hat that looks like it was just sewn together like that? It's not even good stitching. So obvious. I boarded the omnibus alone and altered off inside almost immediately. That's an outright lie, without doubt you are engaged in. Let me stop you there, fellow, and ask. Do you have any evidence at all? That... Ah! See, he's like, I don't. Tis all the evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that. It's all about the evidence, yep. The evidence. I saw you with my own eyes. This is going so well.
Hold it!
Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It must certainly have been quite dark, perhaps too dark to see clearly. Is this some kind of a lock? Is this some kind of joke he said? Is that what it is? Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly? Oh, you fair dinkum, sir. I am the fairest of dinkums. Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you. I'll give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bitter cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again. That's extreme. It was extreme, I tell you, and we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. I think it was you. I think you were guilty first, because you're reacting so strongly and all of a sudden. It's like a breaking character. You're mad. If you're like innocent, you wouldn't be reacting like this. I ain't sure Jack would have locked in and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. What you see, I was away with the fairies, and I didn't hear you at away with the fairies. It's a funny way of saying you were asleep, or off to dreamland, I guess. That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. Could have been talking to himself in his sleep. No, it was a cold night, so it was. You would be seeing things that aren't really cold. It is oddly surprising. Seeing things? Seeing things! First, it's like he wants to fight. I believe we're reaching an impasse here on this particular point. Ugh, you. Don't take it personally now, lad. I'm a suspect in this case, and is it only fair that you and the other fiend are too? Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. Oh, this isn't a competition I should like to be involved in, really. This competition you're gonna lose out, boy.
Hold it!
So, you had never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before? Oh no, not once. Never. He never met the man before, he said never. Yeah, they're in collusion with each other because he's like defending him. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either? That's right, sir. Hat doesn't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir. Or what if you needed someone to build your hat shop and it was made out of brick, huh? I know, they're just arguing now. It's like just reading Facebook comments. You know how people love to argue in those. No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? As you can scroll like every time to say something because I want to say.
Well, no.
Ha, you got something to say. Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentleman who was at the cabinet. Oh, you do though. You do. The gilded nose. He knows. He knows. I know he knows. Mr. McGilded. Yes, counsel, what could I be doing you for? Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection, is that right now? I wonder. What are you insinuating now? Ah, Mr. Fairplay. It has been too long, so it has. Oh, so do you know them? Hey. If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe she's fast approaching the naughty or repayment. Oh ha ha! Called out. You owe him. You're gonna owe him for a lot more now. That he was framed for murder because of you. I beg your pardon. Or maybe the brickmaker had like nothing to do with them, but they wanted to purposely frame McGillen for murder, and that was like the whole point of this. So that way they would get off, you know, free without having to pay their debt. You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir? At an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me, it's extortion. Well, now, is that a touch of begrudgery, isn't it? That sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fella to pass his crimes off one another. Oh, he said it, he said it. Arrgh! Called out, called out. And young Mr. First. But me, sir, what do you want with me, sir? You do make it hard for a living, do you not? That there top hat floating about on your head, is that what you... Okay, it's exactly what I was saying earlier. That does not look like something an esteemed professional hatter would wear. That's like your advertisement for your business is the hat you're wearing. It's got to be a good hat. This thing looks like it was barely stitched together. Oh, well, I'm just an apprentice who is that. Now you're retracting on this. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I'm going to find the perfect fit for whatever fine jet walks through the door. It's not fitting you either, buddy. The perfect fit is it will. It is a very distinct design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch. I mean, maybe it's the fashion of the time. Customers such as the thrice-fired Mason. Oh. Ah. There's a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence before, my lord. Oh, odd. Yeah, he's wearing a hat. That looks, yeah, look at that hat. It's like they just stitched a bunch of fabrics together. It's not a good hat. Not one that you would, like, pay good money for, at least. It's, like, homemade. Ah, I cannot think that the poor fella hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh! That's one of my hats! Aye, that it is, so it seemed the brickmaker was a customer of yours. I love seeing Mr. McGilda just, like, getting them like this, just calling them out on their bluff. It's very satisfying. A sort of customer I'd wager you'd have a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. And the other dude on the side still chewing his cane. Well, there's really nothing more to add. Nothing. It would be wrong to say that the two fellows here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see? Oh, they have a connection. I rest my case. Yeah, take a bow, man. That's a mic drop moment right there. You little weasel, Ark. He's better at this than I am. Yeah, like, he should be represented himself. Gosh, Mr. McGilda has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Please, so let me little interruption hold of the proceedings. An award. Hat Hunter! Oh boy.
Hold it!
Are you quite certain about that? The skylight was shut the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said. I can look for yourself. Go on. There's a little hinge thingy. It looks like a can open. See, it's shut fast now, just like it was in the night. So it is, of course, if I know the size, and Mr. Mason could likely break through it, still and all. What? Oh, just look at the size of the thing, you understand? Oh, no, you hold on a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. No thing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we? Yes, please, stop this. It's gross. I always swore the omnibus on another occasion, but that's like getting teeth marks all over it. Ugh. And I broke. Oh my goodness. Are you just telling the court that you farted? Why? Are you that desperate? Well, I broke wind loudly. I shocked myself with it as it. And imagine farting so loud that you just scare yourself. This is an unexpected confession, Mr. Fest. Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight. That makes no sense. If you're on the top, why would you open the skylight? That would, like, waft the stink down there, not away. That doesn't make sense. It's a bad argument. But just my luck, I couldn't make it much. Are you trying to make the stench go inside to those people that are, like, trapped in the cabin? That's like a whole type of chemical warfare right there. Everyone's looking daggers at me, sir. I want as red as rogue. I did. Rouge. I did. Are you expecting me to sentence you? No, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried to get inside the cover ship. Oh, you have a thought, lady.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Do you have something to say? This is why there shouldn't be, like, multiple people testifying at the same time. It's just chaos. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Although, it is kind of fun. I am kind of living for the chaos right now. Miss Lestrade! It opens. The skylight. That's what we're talking about, right? Get the gun away from this girl, please. Oh, the skylight's open that easy. More easily than you can load that weapon. That's a lie, I tell you, otherwise when I broke wind, You did more than break wind, buddy. You broke the law. Haha. You can't do it from inside, you bug. Oh. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I had a great hole. I had pests come out of my ears. Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Yeah, you're just gonna get in trouble too. It's not good. Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare when I left in the last month's purse. He got worse for me. Oh, excuse me. Getting tired. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't off the bus and leg it. So what I did was, I used the skylight, opened the catch and jumped right through. What? Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side, so I can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck? Okay, this is making it more suspicious for you, Mr. Hatter. Bailiff? Climb up onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify the witness's claim. It's gonna open. Ah, oh my hat. See, she knows what she's talking about. Gun girl knows. Order, order. So it appears that the street girl's statement is quite true. I don't believe it, the skylight. opens. And from the roof deck. Mr. Naruhodo. This could be the clue we've been looking for. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Yeah, let's take a look. Oops. So the skylight was fastened shut before. But now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it. That sure is an open hatch. Yeah, a person could easily fit through there. You can certainly see inside the carriage with this opening, that's for sure. Oh, that'd be bad to have that open if people were there. They just could fall through an accident and break a leg. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. I mean, it is good for us if it means that, like, they could see us and they're lying.
Hold it!
Proof. That's right, I demand to hear it. We came here to say what we saw, I tell you, not for this. But you can call us both shysters. Brandis criminal. What's a shyster? Call us liars, that's what it means, and accuse us of doing it. As it stands at the moment, there's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves, now is there? I believe we're in much the same position as one another here. You're both guilty. I don't crack this case soon, I'll crack his teeth, yeah. I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way. I couldn't say, I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although, by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGilded either. It's so hard to know what to believe here. I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial. Evidence. No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury. So you're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence? Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, precisely. There's not too many pieces of evidence to even work with here, like... And a lot of the other Ace Attorney games will have, like, a couple pages worth of evidence to look through, so... We're a bit light on evidence. I think my proof is the fact that there's a floor on the... Not floor. There's not floor on the blood of the carriage, there's blood on the floor of the carriage. I mixed up my words. So boy. I'm gonna go with this.
Objection!
Oh no, that's wrong! The music's still playing. No. No. Oh no. We had an oopsie whoopsie. Unless it's the right evidence wrong, say that. Oh yeah, maybe the fact that you could have opened the skylight is what's wrong with this one.
Objection!
No, still no. Huh. Is there anything else I have that can be a possibility? Or we bring it back up the point that, like... Oh, I didn't even do this. Maybe the point that they actually would have known him because of the hat connection. Maybe that's what I need to show as a photo of the guy. I mean, they already discussed that, though. This is the ledger.
Objection!
No? Still on it. Come on, get this up.
Objection!
Don't tell me I'm gonna have to, like, resort to just presenting everything on every statement until I finally get it. Were you the only two people though? Were you? What am I missing here?
Objection!
Not even sure if I already presented this.
Objection!
No? I'm glad this loads back really fast. Okay, we don't have a ton of different pieces of evidence, so we could just present everything until something works, I guess. But I already tried this. I don't get why it wouldn't be the omnibus.
Objection!
Or was there maybe something I was missing when I went through this that I had to, like, call attention to? I already did that, though.
Hold it! Excuse me!
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Darn it. That was an accident.
Hold it!
No? Okay, so... I guess I'll just start pressing on all the things, or presenting on all the things and see what happens.
Objection!
One way or another we'll find this, even if I'm doing the long way, because I'm like out of like actual ideas right now.
Objection!
And if I go through and present all these and like none of them work, then there's something else that I'm missing from like when they were talking.
Objection!
The way he's using his hand. Inosuke. You precious, precious child.
Objection! Objection!
Ugh, I keep forgetting to press start before I get to this next piece of dialogue. Well, knife time.
Objection! Objection!
I am so lost right now.
Objection!
I feel like it's the omnibus that's like the correct thing to present, but it's just I'm having trouble finding what to present on. Okay, I think I'm going to stop here since I'm kind of stuck at the moment. You know, sleep on it a bit, and that way next time I'll play, I'll be back fresh and ready to go and conquer. I think that's the plan. Because, yeah, I'd rather not just be here for another half hour just like trying to present every single thing. Anyway, yeah, this is fun, this is cool. I'm really enjoying this case. I'll continue this hopefully Thursday night at 7:30 Eastern, so I hope to see you all there. Have a good night. Bye.